Chen Xi is joining us from the U.S. state of Connecticut. He's an assistant professor at the Institution for Social and Policy Studies at Yale School of Public Health. So we have kind of two different stories. An Italian professor saying the world's first human head transplant took place on a corpse. 18-hour operation, successful. It connected the spine, the nerves, blood vessels of two people. Said a transplant like this is imminent, yet the doctor who conducted the surgery in China describing it differently, saying it's really the first surgical model. He said we have a long way to go. So what's your take on this?
Glad to join you, Mike. I think it's a very big controversial issue, not only for the technique, but also for ethical issues. So it's a long way to go. So currently it's only a preclinical trial. So it's not an operation of transplantation. We should be very, very clear about this. And they only performed before in very small size animals without being tried in larger animals. And they failed more times than succeeded. So that's very important. And also, technically, it's very challenging because it's not only operation to link the muscles or the blood vessels. It should be the linkage between the neurons. The neurons are more important and more challenging. But I would say that the most challenging one is the ethical issues, because currently there is definitely no regulation about doing such type of operation, especially on the live body.
So give me your sense, though, if transplants like this were to take place in the future. Talk to me about how they might revolutionize things. Why would this occur?
Oh, I would say there's a very tiny medical market for such kind of operation. So it's only like eye-catching and with news with very high risk unknown. And this is not even a news because back to 1970s, the U.S. scientists already tried this on monkeys, but the monkey died a few days after that, and no one knew what really happened.
Mr. Chen, critics are saying it's egotistical pseudoscience. And so that's another obstacle that has to be overcome. You talked about the ethical issues, but that some people really are looking askance at even doing this type of procedure.
Yeah, I think it's a huge ethical issue. For example, why you are with the body or with the head? And if you're with the head and the body, who are you and where did you come from? Those are the fundamental philosophical questions we need to ask. And for family ethics, also that's the case. So if there's a transplantation, who are your children? Who are your parents? Who are your relatives? Those are all the challenging things challenging our society. And also there's biological, bioethical challenges. For example, the definition of death. We know that currently the operation was done in a dead body, but how we define death and how we should ask for the consent to give or operate this kind of surgery, those are all undetermined and unknown issues.
Yeah.
And some even more challenging ethical issues, because we know the human trafficking organ sales market. Those are obnoxious markets. Everyone feels discomfort and even angry about that. And usually those organs come from poor area to rich area. So that could enlarge social inequality as a result of this.
Yeah,
we need to know more about how that affects.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions out there, no doubt about it. Chen Xi, thanks so much for joining us from the U.S. state of Connecticut.
Thank you for having me.